Hello and a very warm welcome again. We are back with a new session and today we're going to talk about Betty Friedan's The Feminine Mystique. Now this text is important as it is a landmark. It is providing the landmark concept and it is written by Betty Friedan and it was published in 1963. This text is a seminal text of second wave feminism and is playing a pivotal role in sparking this second wave feminism in the United States. Friedan's work challenges the widely accepted notion that female or women could find fulfillment solely through homemaking or marriage or motherhood. This belief system she famously labeled as the feminine mystique. A brief understanding of who this author was. Betty Friedan, the lifespan is 1921 to 2006. She was the American feminist writer, activist, and was best known for her work, this text, Feminine Mystique. And her work played a crucial role in transforming the conversation around gender roles, women's rights, and the expectation placed on women in the post-World War II America. The key aspects of this text, the cultural expectation to begin with. This term feminine mystique refers to the idealized image of women as naturally fulfilled through their roles as wives and mothers, with very little need for personal growth, career ambitions, or intellectual pursuits outside the home. So their role is confined within the four walls. And this she terms as feminine mystique, the idealized image of women. This societal construct dictated that true feminine happiness was found in domesticity, which Friedan argued was limiting and oppressive expectation. The second point, the second key aspect is the problem that has no name. So she's describing a pervasive sense of dissatisfaction and unfulfillment among many suburban housewives, which she is terming the problem that has no name. So these women, though often living in material comfort, felt a deep and unspoken happiness because their identities and potential were stifled by societal norms that confined them to the domestic sphere. Next is impacting the woman's mental health. So Friedan is linking the feminine mystique to the widespread mental health issues among women, including anxiety, depression, or feeling of worthlessness. And she is arguing that the pressure to conform to this narrow role was detrimental to women's self-esteem and overall well-being. Next is critique of media and advertising. Friedan is critically is examining how media, advertising, and even psychology of the time perpetuated the feminine mystique by promoting images of the ideal housewife and glorifying domesticity. She showed that these industries reinforced the notion that a woman's highest achievement was in being a good wife. That label of good wife and mother, thereby discouraging women from pursuing careers or higher education. Next is call for change. Now, this book was a call to action for women to break free from these limiting societal expectations and seeking fulfillment through education, careers, and active participation in public life. She also encouraged women to reject the notion that their value was solely tied to their roles in the home and embracing their full potential as individuals. So what is the impact this book is doing? It is actually working as a catalyst for feminism, and the publication of Feminine Mystique, as we know, is often credited with igniting the second wave of feminism as it resonates deeply with many women who had experienced the same dissatisfaction that Friedan described. It helped them to bring issues facing women into public discourse and laid the groundwork for the feminist movements that followed. Another is criticism and debate. The impact of this book. So while this book is groundbreaking and it is also kind of facing criticism for primarily addressing the concerns of middle class, white or suburban housewives, while also overlooking the experiences of women of color, working class women, and the other marginalized groups. Later, feminist theorists they also would expand on Frieden's idea, addressing these gaps and broadening the scope of feminist activism and discourse. So this was a very brief overview of the text, The Feminine Mystique. Hope it helped you all, and these are the references you can go through to have a better understanding of the second wave feminism, also of The Feminine Mystique. I'll again meet in the next video. Till then, all of you, happy learning.